This is the 290th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the first week of August 2018. This episode is titled Bonus GTD Q&A Summer Series Part 5. I'm your host, Jason Atwood. Joining me, co-host Justin Elstein. Justin.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Awesome.
Oof.
Scorcher.
It is a scorcher out
Absolute
there today.
scorcher.
Unbelievable.
Need a thunderstorm.
By the way, thunder. Look up.
I can't believe that thing is still there. It's going to be there all summer.
It might make it to the fall. All right, so we have our last episode in our series.
Let's answer 2 questions.
Just 2?
It's a bonus.
Bonus? All right.
It's discretionary.
I'm going to answer as many as I can in 20 minutes. 13 minutes.
13 minutes.
13 minutes?
13 minutes.
Right.
Do it.
All right. First question is...
Why is it so hard for GTD to stick? What's the brain science behind that? What can be done about that?
Well, done about it, nothing. Justin, by the way, the off camera of this one, or off thing, was like, Justin's like, I don't know how to talk about brain science.
I don't know how to do brain. I don't know anything about science
Even though
or
you've
brains.
been trying to read at this point. All right.
Yeah, I just read really fast.
Well, obviously, we talked about a lot of this in 3 episodes ago about getting on and off the bandwagon.
Can I talk about why it's so hard for it to stick? And then you can do the brain science thing.
Sure.
I think it's hard for GTD to stick when you're a lone wolf doing GTD.
Lone wolf GTD?
I think lone wolf GTDing is pretty hard.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion on it.
But it's just as hard as any habit. If you want to create a new habit
it's
in your
not,
life,
though.
it is.
It's not.
It's just a habit.
Showering's just a habit.
Yeah, but society will tell you...
This is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
It's like going
not
to
a
the gym.
habit.
It's like going to the gym. Or
that's also a lifestyle.
Or meditating. Or anything that's like... Showering is different because if you don't shower, you start to stink, and then people tell you, and there's ramifications outside of your life. If you don't meditate every day, someone's not like, Justin, you didn't meditate today. You smell like poop.
I think it's hard to do GTD as a loner.
I agree, but because it's a habit, that's an internal habit that other people can't see.
Yeah.
I
think that's why it's so hard.
Going to the gym and
hard for it
working
to
out,
stick.
You actually get accolades. That's the other thing. You lose weight, people come up to you and say, that's great, you lost weight, you look amazing. If you're the best GTDer in the world, people don't come up and you're like, you're so great at GTD.
Well, sometimes they say, wow, you're really on top of your stuff.
Yes. But
you do get the accolades for that. Well, you know why.
Right.
So that's not a thing.
So
I just think it's hard to do on your own.
If you want to read a good book, Brain Chains by someone is a good book. I don't know. I'd have to go look up the books, but I could maybe put it on Twitter or something. But Brain Chains is a great one. It's about how this is in our brain and how we're learning more and more about this. That's what's fun about GTD, is that the science behind GTD is actually catching up to the actual GTD, about how much your brain can take, how much it can write down, how much it can capture, how it's so much better at being creative than it is about memory. Memory's really, really bad. So Brain Chains, and then the other one is Building Habits by Dan Hewitt. Dan something. I'm terrible at authors' names.
But I don't know why you're asking me.
But habit building is very important. He does a whole book on it. It's really great. That's what I'd read. All right. Next question.
Instead of
We're gonna get all 4.
Instead of logging next actions for everything, I just need to be doing less things. Discuss.
So next actions is something I think people struggle with as well. Next action GTD, you have a project. A project is a larger outcome, trip to Italy.
Could just make it simple. A project's more than one thing.
It's more than one thing, and it's going to take you longer than, let's call it 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It has a longer lifespan. Getting the refrigerator replaced, while you think, oh, I just called somebody. No, it has a series of tasks that have to get done to get that thing to happen. It's not actually a task. So why do you log next action? Next action is the way of saying, what's the next physical thing? What's the thing that I can do or someone else can do to move this needle of this project one more step closer? And actually, when people get this and not build out the 500, like they think they're getting into project planning, Because all that you really need for any project is just figure out what the next physical thing is. What's the next thing? Most people struggle with it because they can't figure out what that thing is. They're like, I use the plumber example all the time. Or let's say, replace my fridge. They always go, next thing's to go to the store and buy the fridge. Really? What fridge are you going to buy? I don't know. Okay, so how are you going to go buy the fridge if you don't know? Oh, I don't know. My friend has a fridge that I like. I got to talk to him. All right, so next, talk to your friend. Yeah, so, all right, do it right now. Talk to your friend. Oh, I can't talk to them. They're not in front of me. Oh, so you're going to call them? Yeah, all right. Do you have the phone number? Oh, no, I don't know if my wife has the phone number. So really, like, the next section's like, text your wife to get the phone number for your friend. That's like the next one. But people get so caught up, and then when they look at these next actions, that's why they don't do them, is because they're not doable. They can't go. They look at the thing to go to the store, and they're like, okay, I got to go to the store. Wait, but I can't. And that whole process happens again, and they get stuck. So, if you're just logging for everything, first of all, you should only be logging for projects.
Yeah.
And you're only doing it for things that have bigger outcomes. I would suggest figuring out, why do you have so many projects?
Yeah, you might have a lot of like single actions. So that's
Sure.
like one project
But
that
those are
just
like,
has a bunch
those
of
are like deposit
tasky
checks, pick up milk on the way home. The things that don't have larger outcomes. They're
Right.
not
They're
moving the needle.
one and done.
One and done. And sometimes I put things into my one-off projects that really should be projects, but like a lot of like, watch these videos, like watch this video. I'll just throw it in there. I don't really have a commitment to do it. I might do it. I might not do it. I'll come around to it. I was just, this person is struggling with maybe the amount of projects they have, and sort of breaking down what are actions and what are projects. So without other information. All right, what's the next question? 2 more.
I
10
like
minutes.
I like that GTD doesn't have me waste time on prioritizing and has me focus on next
You
actions.
should talk to the person before this.
Seriously, but deciding what to do when based on contexts seems outdated and stupid. It feels like priorities, personal goals, or my energy level are better sorting criteria in the smartphone era.
So I actually
What
think
do
that
you think?
I think that you might need to go read the book or go back to the chapter about prioritization, because that is actually what prioritization is about in GTD. GTD is not about high, low priority,
High,
ABC.
medium, low, flag, unflag.
No, it's actually like, contexts are just where you're going to do them. And I
Yeah.
will say, people are sort of moving to using context as energy level. I'm okay with that. That's fine. What I use context for as a way of just defining the task a little bit easier. So, because it makes me think about that task when I'm sort of organizing it. Hey, I need to deposit checks. Well, where? Oh, errands. Okay, so it just makes me think about it, and then I have to like kind of go, oh, well, I got to do that at this time, and then
Yeah,
I'll give it a
I
date.
think the like quite literal concept of saying like, I'm sitting next to my phone now. Let me go look at all of my tasks that have the context called phone is indeed outdated.
Yes,
But the concept still exists of that is a phone call.
yes,
And where do you have to do it? On your phone.
right.
Because you have no other choice. Unless, you have a go-to meeting or
But look
whatever.
at a context like waiting for. It's a great
Yeah,
context.
perfect.
You're just saying I'm waiting for something, so you put it as a waiting context.
Yeah.
It's just a way to sort and organize.
I don't
your stuff.
feel like I use more than 7 to 10 contexts.
A great one, agenda. And I do agendas for certain people. So then I might actually pull up a list of like, hey, I got like these 4 things I need to talk to Justin about. I could just quickly pull up a thing, agenda Justin, and there's the 4 things I need to talk to you about. So it kind of gives me a way of, because I've put them into different buckets, I may talk about the podcast, we got to talk about work, all these different things. I can just quickly pull that up. Same thing with errands. The idea is to quickly pull up a list that I'm at an area I can do some things. I agree. Phone, computer, internet are all stupid now. They're all the same thing. But people being out, physical stuff that are not the same thing, like you can't buy milk, on a plane. Like, well, maybe you could. But that's where I think contexts are better. Energy level, I don't do that. I like to use my energy level as a way of prioritizing. I look at a list of stuff and I go, I'm not going to do that because I have no energy for it. And I'm just done. But anyway, so that's what I think. Last question.
Last one, last bonus. All right, GTD seems great,
These are getting deep.
but it doesn't tell me if something is worth doing at all. How do I know? Talk about your getting rid of 5 things. I like the book Essentialism, whatever else.
This seems.
I don't get that. That's a run on
terrible question.
thing.
Let's. So
GTD seems great, but it doesn't tell me if something is worth doing at all. How do I know? Let's just kind of stick to that.
Sure. So GTD is not about telling you whether
you're making that decision. That was what I talked about, I think, in the last episodes or whatever. Like, let me just take this thing, usually they're ideas, and I drop them somewhere. Trusted, right? My trusted place. And I know I'm going to get back to it. So now that idea that's just been burning a hole in my brain is gone. Great. When I'm in a different state of mind, I will come back and I will see that idea and I will make the determination on my own as a able-bodied human. Is that worth doing or not? And how long is it going to take me? And like, when do I want to do it? Yes or no? Someday maybe. That's where that list comes into play.
Let me do how do I know? So that's great. Whether it's worth doing at all, but that's a judgment.
It's a judgment call.
But how do I know? I know what I use is because if I know that all of my commitments, all of my things, all the things that I've committed to doing through my work, life, family, everything is in this one place, and I can go look at it and I review it every week, that's how I can tell whether it's worth, because I can easily look, and they've proven this in thing. That's why I try to keep lists under 20 or 30. 30 is like my number, because you can look at a list of 30 things. It doesn't matter what it is. If you look at a list of 30 sporting events or 30 movies, you could easily pick them and kind of go, those are the 3 I want to see. I don't like those, whatever. There's a way to kind of look at a list of stuff and go, oh yeah, that's important, that's not important. But the only way it works is if you have everything in there. If you're missing things, if there's things that are not in there, then your brain goes, incomplete list, I can't say which one.
Does not compute.
So that's what I think GTD is all about, telling you what's worth, because it's telling you to like look at everything. That's why weekly reviews can be actually exhausting. They can be great, sometimes they can be exhausting mentally, because you ask me to go through and look at everything in my life, all these lists, all the calendar things I did 3 weeks ago, and the things going out for 5 months, because now I've seen all that. If someone comes to me and says, hey, do you want to, get a puppy? I'm like, no, you seen all my stuff on my GTD? You see all my projects? I can't handle a puppy. I've got vacations coming up and whatever. I very know what's going on. So I would say GTD is actually really good at getting everything in front of you, so then you can make the decision of what that next new thing is worthy. Or if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I can quickly look to a list and go, podcast series with Justin about GTD? No, I'm going to recommit that. Justin, sorry, we're not going to do it. Let's put it out a month because I just got too much on my plate. So it's only because I can see and everything that I'm involved in that I can actually make and know what's worth and things that are worth. All right. That is your bonus episode. Thank you, everybody, for sending in your questions. Thank you for listening. We only have 9 more episodes, or 9 more before Dreamforce.
To get to 300.
Working on some special stuff. And we'll be back. I don't know. I have a vacation coming up next week in August. So we might have like another episode we'll sneak in there, but might start up again in September. Then we're really gonna have to pump out a bunch.
All right. Crunch.
Might have a couple special episodes coming up. All right. Until then,
couple 3-minute episodes.
What? I like frogs. And done. All right. We'll be back sooner than later. It's Justin and Jason saying, enjoy those cloudy days.